And welcome back. Hope you are enjoying yourself thus far. I am too. I'm sitting right here. As long as we're working together, it's all good. Our next guest is a former OBGYN turned lifestyle influencer. And she joined the show to speak about what inspired her decision and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Jeannie Jacobs. Jeannie, JJ,
Hi,
how
how are
are
you?
you?
I'm
Anybody ever
great.
call you JJ?
Yeah, back in the day when I was a kid, a lot of people called me JJ.
All right, so we'll just scrap
It
that.
was good.
But listen, thank you for joining us. Jeannie, what
Thanks for
led you to your decision to pivot from a career in the medical field to become a lifestyle and fashion influencer?
Well, I didn't know I was going to become a lifestyle maven, so to speak, but my change from medicine into I called being me
Mm-hmm.
started, I would say, probably when I left residency. I trained in Grady in Atlanta, and I knew for some reason that I was missing a part of me.
Yeah.
Sure, I went through school, became a doctor, did all the great things, but who I really was deep down was being lost.
Yeah.
And I was fighting to keep that. So I knew that I needed to make a change. And slowly over time, as life happens, as I grew up, got older, got married, I said, hey, who am I? Am I going to sit here and die with a baby in my hand? No way.
Yeah.
What happened to me? What happened to the days when I could go in the kitchen and cook and make people smile and feel great about it? What happened to me when I could go to bed and get up in the morning and say, hey, today is going to be a good day. I'm happy. Let's run with it. Those things were missing because being a doctor, you're so have to be on point for everybody, everything. You lose who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my transition really started about 5 years ago. I actually became a realtor here in Houston.
Uh huh.
I actually stopped working for 6 months. People thought I was nuts. All my colleagues like, she is crazy.
So what would the
No,
MD work just got put aside? You just said,
I went and sat in a broker's office. I was already interested in housing because
uh huh.
when I started practicing medicine, right our residency, I was in a place in Louisiana where housing wasn't affordable or really available.
Yeah.
So I actually started buying houses,
Wow.
rundown
All
houses,
right.
tearing them up, flipping them, keeping them, giving them away to patients. Some of my patients got houses from me, and it was great just watching them walk in a house with a brand new baby, you know?
Wow.
So I started, went to a broker's office, sat there, quit practicing for 6 months. People thought I was nuts. The hospital was like, we're not going to put your privileges on hold. You coming back? I'm like, I'm not. I just couldn't. And I would start making $10 an hour. And I learned how to become a realtor. And I began to meet more people. And that the essence of me started coming back. I started seeing what my purpose was. So I just said, hey, after the pandemic or during the pandemic, I walked out of the hospital at 6:30 a.m. I told my advising physician, I said, I warned you, but I'm not coming back.
How many
The
people do
nurse,
that?
I
But
don't
see,
know.
people don't really, you don't work. You don't work
Uh,
because when you do something you love and you're passionate about something, you
yes,
never work a day in your life because
that is
you say to yourself, "Wow, I love this so much. People are paying me for this."
true.
So I see the
You're
shoes and
right.
everything, the fashion behind you. Talk about that.
Well, this came during the pandemic. I walked in my closet. It didn't look like this. I mean, there were
Uh-huh.
clothes all over the floor, and it was basically mostly, believe it or not, scrubs. I had, I think, four huge black trash bags that
Uh-huh.
you put all your leaves and different things in your yard in
Yeah.
of scrubs. And I said,
Wow.
there's something wrong. Why don't I have like a high heel shoe? Why don't I have a dress? This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Wow.
What am
Well,
I
you couldn't
doing?
wear high heels while you're attending to people in the hospital. You
Well,
had to do
actually,
you.
yeah, you do. Bloody clogs were gone. So I had my neighbor down the street. Everybody was off at home. He's a builder. He came in and tore out my whole closet and
Wow.
created this closet for me. And it just kept building. And I said, hey, there are moments in life you have to make that pivot and you have to recognize there's two things I tell people that are constant in life. There's death and there's change. You can't do anything about those two.
Yeah.
Definitely you can't do anything about death, okay? But change, you can take it on, you
Yeah.
know? You can look at it and say, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity to be my greatest and stop worrying about what that grade is going to be. It's going to appear to you.
Yeah.
So I went from doctor, real estate person, where the hospital was threatening me because, I wasn't supposed to be doing that on the side, but I could care less. And all of a sudden I started posting on Instagram and people went nuts. And I'm like, I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm going through my garden, in my closet. I'm cleaning my house. What is it?
Wow, wow. How many people can do that? Say, hey, you know what? I worked so hard and put in so many hours for this degree to become a doctor. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do what I really, really love. And you
And
just stepped aside
being
and you know what? And you're living your passion-driven life. That's beautiful.
exactly,
That's beautiful.
exactly.
Tell us, and you're blogging about it now, right? Tell us about your
I do.
blog.
I have blogs. I blog about, I think over, this started like maybe last year. I
Yeah.
have like almost 100 blogs. I just write about things I do, like
Mm-hmm.
making a very simple, I think, wreath from my front door, and people are going nuts over it. Like, I never thought I could do that, Jeannie. I'm glad you wrote that, or I'm glad I saw that video. You helped me do this in my home. You inspired me to be something I didn't think I could be or had the skills to be or
Yeah.
use. So I blog about recipes. I just started a candle line. I just said, why not? What's stopping me?
You're
Only
just
me.
you're just doing you, huh?
Yeah. So got my candle out there. I have 4 or 5 more scents coming out pretty soon. I'm very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I'm going to attach a home decor line to it. I plan to put out cookbooks, coffee table magazines. I tell my friends, well, it kind of started, I started laughing one night. I was going through Instagram and looking at all my DMs,
Yeah.
and people were saying, you're our Martha Stewart. I'm like, really?
Ah, hey, you know what? You got something there.
Yes, probably that's where I'm headed, and I'm looking forward to it. Very
Beautiful.
excited.
Well, make sure you send us some candles here. What kind of scents should we put in here in the studio?
Let's do something enlightening.
Yeah. And then you have to come in person and just put a display up over here.
Hey, why not? I'm glad to.
Yeah. Are you in Louisiana now or what?
Actually, I'm in a Houston suburb, so
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
Texan now.
Yeah, yeah. And coming to New York anytime soon?
As possible. I love New York. I haven't been there in a few years, and I want to take the kids. So very possible. And my daughter plays golf, so
Oh, beautiful.
we could be anywhere in the country or in the world. She
Yeah.
even has played in Paris several times, or outside of Paris.
So when you book something, you get with my producer. When you come to New York, maybe you can come into the studio and set up a little display on what the public to know about.
I would be great.
Yeah.
Really happy to do
Now,
that.
and all of this change and transition, nothing's easy, but you're transitioning into something that you really love. How's the family? Did you have great family backing?
I did. I do actually. My husband has been great. He's an ER doc, so he's a doctorpreneur. So
Uh,
that has been helpful. He understands that, that hustle, that
yeah,
mentality for sure. So he has been great. I have 2 children, ages 13 and 10, and they are so grateful that I'm home. They actually
yeah,
see
yeah.
me every day. So they're not coming to the hospital anymore to visit me, which is wonderful. I have a
Beautiful.
mother. She's in her 80s and she still drives and does everything. So she's around the house doing her thing. And of course, like I told my former residents, in life, you always need help.
Mm-hmm.
Always ask for help. Don't be afraid to open your mouth and say, I need this. And I have a great nanny, and I have not gotten rid of her. She's not going anywhere. I told her she'll be here until we all turn gray and just croak over to
Beautiful.
help out. So having help is essential for anyone, man
Mm-hmm.
or woman. You want to have a business or, do anything in life
Yeah.
that is full of meaning. You're going to have help, and don't be afraid to ask for that.
Beautiful. And what are some of the lessons that you've learned along the way, making that big move into some of the things that you love?
Don't underestimate what you can do. That's a big one that keeps a lot of people from not doing what they need to do for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, people are going to talk about you. I mean, I have doctor friends that talk about me now. You could talk all day. I'm
Yeah.
like, bring it on. You know, that just that's just part of life. Just keep moving. But when they talk, more than likely you're inspiring them. They're looking at you like, man, I wish I could be like her. How did you do this? They're watching you.
Yeah.
So you're having a positive impact on people, even though they want to talk, and it could be negative. So those are the two big ones for me.
Anything new that you're coming up with? Everything is new. But
Everything.
your mind, I can see how you think, though. Your mind is always clicking for the next new thing, for the next thing that you can do, for the next thing that you're passionate about, along with what you're passionate about already. That can
Exactly.
mix into what you're doing.
Everything is new, exciting. I'm pretty much open to almost anything, as long as it's not too crazy. But
Well, you're the Black Martha Stewart, so you know you can do gardening, all kinds of stuff.
I know. I have some friends who have chickens. They're like, "Won't you come down here and gather the eggs? Like you can make a reel out of this." I can do that. My mom, I'll bring
Yeah,
my mother with me.
yeah, yeah,
But again, life is good. I mean, you have
yeah,
to really, no matter what happens, you can lose your job, you can have an unexpected death in your family. It is a pivotal moment. Take it. You don't know what's coming.
yeah.
Good things I think happen if you keep pushing forward and just don't let fear stop you.
Yeah,
And
and you're
sure, I
not
could.
worried about losing a job. You quit your
Yeah,
job and said, "I'm going to do this."
job.
I
I
did
remember
that.
that.
I did that when I was let me see, I was coming out of high school. I had a great job, and I just came
Right.
back and I said, I quit. And I was making a lot of money. I said, I quit. I'm going back to college. The guy said, get out of here. You're not going. You're not doing anything. Sure enough,
Right.
I took my stuff
Sure
out of the
enough.
locker and I was out of there.
That's what I
So
did.
I
Walked
know the
straight out.
feeling. So
And
where
that
can
was
we go to find out more about what you're doing? We want to follow you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Jeannie Jacobs,
Uh-huh.
and it's spelled Jeannie like I Dream of Jeannie does. You can also find me on Pinterest at Just Jeannie.
Mm.
You can find me as well on YouTube at Jeannie Jacobs J. And of course, my website is justjeanniejacobs.com.
JustJeannieJacobs.com. Pleasure to meet
Right.
you. Thank you for joining us.
Here. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
You have a great day.
You too. Come back again, okay?
I will.
Give my love to the family.
I will.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You're welcome. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I've got some more open. It's all coming your way next.